I did my best, and I traveled to Karachi, I traveled to Lahore, I went to see Sialkot, I went to see KPK, and I tried to meet businessmen, the chambers of commerces, board of investors, different business dinners and lunches, and I hope that there will be a positive effect. On the other hand, we have to be frank. The image of Pakistan abroad is not so good. And a lot of investors are really very much concerned to come here because of the security situation, because the business deals are not transparent, the bureaucracy is very big. So there will be a lot of things to do in this regard. But on the other hand, I realized during the past 7 months that the image of the country and the reality is not the same. The reality is much better, and the opportunities and the potentials are sufficiently good to make successful business with Pakistan. And many EU countries are doing successful business with Pakistan.
All right. Your Excellency, when we see that the business sector is getting another sector, the development sector, the NGO sector, do you think that you can utilize the NGOs of Pakistan for the development?
Well, since I have been here only for 7 months, I did not have the chance to discover the NGO sector and to have a lot of direct meetings. But I see here there is a very active NGO society. And NGOs are extremely important everywhere because they can independently indicate the problems. They can independently raise their voice if there is a serious issue. They have a very positive role in development activities. They have a very positive role in helping the poor people, in promoting their life. What I would add to this is not an NGO activity, but within our moderate means, we are also trying to contribute to these development activities. There is quite a big Hungarian company present in Pakistan, and this is Mol Pakistan Oil and Gas Corporation, and they have been working here in the country for the past 13 years. The total investment is 1.5 billion US dollars they did, and they are working in exploration and production, mainly in the gas sector. Yes. They cover 7% of the total gas needs of the country, and they cover 20% of the condensatum needs of the country. Condensatum is I learned what it means here in this country. It's a kind of a liquid which has a very high quality and comes up from the ground together with the gas. Yeah. But if you refine it, 90% of it could be used as petrol to the cars. Okay. And while the crude oil can be, after refinery use, only 60% of it. So therefore, this company is extending its activities, and if I may say a few words, that they are not only investing into the energy sector, but they are investing into the social sector as well, because they are providing jobs, roughly 600 people in KPK. These people are working in the different facilities, factories, and in the fields, gas fields. But they are building roads, they are building schools, renovating schools, and to a very limited extent the Hungarian government was able to contribute to the equipment of the schools. So I had the chance to visit the Kohat district and inaugurate a school which was built by the Mol company, and equipment were supported by the government's contribution, $20,000 US. But further projects are in the pipeline in this regard.
And was that with the collaboration of the government of KPK province?
It was in the collaboration with the government, and there is another very huge project, but this is really a big one. It's more contribution to the Kushagar bridge, the new one. The new bridge is under construction. Hopefully it will be ready this year. And 7 million rupees is the most contribution to the building of this bridge.
Your Excellency, since you have been to these places,
yes,
do you think there is some potential of tourism industry there?
For the time being, I have to be very frank, and I have to tell you that I don't see any potential is there, but for the time being, the possibility to bring here tourists is extremely limited. It's still a dangerous place. I don't know whether you have, you know it very well. I think that some tourists were kidnapped recently, and there is a permanent danger, and tourists are really not considering their destination, Pakistan. But this will not last so long. This is my very optimistic assessment and prediction for the future, because Pakistan has the most beautiful natural resources and places. You can find here the highest mountains, and we have Hungarian mountain climbers visiting Pakistan regularly. And you can find the beautiful valleys and the rivers and
plains,
everything, plains and the sea, beaches. Everything is here. Everything is given. So, if improving the rule of law and security situation, tourism will come, and tourism can be a very, very important boost for the economy.
All right. So we pray and we wish for the good. Your Excellency, you must be knowing about the UN's program, Alliance for Civilizations.
Yes, this initiative, which goes back to 2005, is a very important initiative. It's not a kind of a rigid organization, but it's more or less the expression of a common will to bring the different cultures together, to find the bridges between religions. Hungary has been an active participant of the different fora of the Alliance of Civilizations. Our foreign minister regularly attends on the margins of the United Nations General Assembly sessions, meetings, and there is always a Hungarian contribution. During our EU presidency in 2011, we also put these issues in the limelight. Tolerance is extremely important when you address these issues, because these issues can be very sensitive. And without tolerance and without a mutual respect to each other, you cannot address all these things. So there is plenty to do in this regard, but there are a lot of working groups and the Friends of Group of Alliance of Civilization working, and the recent February meeting in Vienna, where we had also a Hungarian participation, are very encouraging in this regard.
Yes, in Vienna, that was a very big conference, definitely. All right, let's talk a little more about Hungary today. The most historians in Pakistan, because we are not very familiar with, when they go to Hungary, they come back and they usually say that Hungary is divided in two eras. One is the post-Russian invasion era, pre-Russian invasion era, and the other is post-Russian invasion era. How do you see that, especially on your Independence Day?
Well, we have another date, which is October the 23rd. And this is the date, a national holiday, a national day when we celebrate our revolution in 1956, when Hungary started to fight against the Russian invasion. So the Hungarians never accepted the Russian rule. You know, Hungary is located in Central Eastern Europe, and we were always in the crossroads of history. And when the peace treaties after the Second World War fixed the European borders, Hungary, like other Central European countries, became under the Russian domination. For 40 years we had the Russian troops on Hungarian territory, but Hungarian people never accepted it. And 56 was, I think, the brightest period in our history, roughly 2 weeks only, because a very heavy Russian army came to defeat our revolution, but this was a very bright part of our history, and we are very proud of it since then. The mentality of people today is still carrying the burdens of the past. Although we have 23 years passing after the political changes took place in Central Eastern Europe. But my feeling is that we Hungarians still need some more time to digest our recent past and all these events. And we have to restart learning again the rules of democracy, market economy, etc.
All right. As far as the market economy is concerned, in Pakistan, Gwadar is one of the most important areas for the international sector. Is Hungary or the other European countries contributing something in that area?
Gwadar port for Pakistan is extremely important, and this project can really bring a boost into your economy. Gwadar can be also the destination of the north-south transport route or energy roads, energy lines of the pipelines, if they are going to be built. You have already Karachi, which is, I think, the greatest business hub in the region. Since we are a landlocked country, since we don't have a merchant fleet on the seas, I don't see any direct link now between Hungary's role in Pakistan and Gwadar port for the future. But Gwadar port for the future of your country, if it will be fully operational, if the infrastructure will be constructed around the port and connecting it to the main business centers and cities of Pakistan, then it will be a great help.
All right. But yet, I can understand that, but yet, Pakistan is an agricultural country, and we think that agriculture-based industry must bring a boost to Pakistan. And when I visited Hungary last time, especially the village places, the countryside of that country, I saw a lot of greenery, and I saw beautifully managed farmhouses and everything. How do you think Pakistan can get some advantage from the experiences of Hungary?
Thank you very much, and I'm sure that your experiences really reflect one of the value adds we have in Hungary. In the agricultural sector, we really have good traditions, and the latest developments, for example, and I can just mention one of them, is this biotechnical seed plantation. Yes, I cannot express it properly, maybe, but this is one of the areas. We have a knowledge in animal breeding, and this has also long time and long-term traditions, and we have a lot of expertise we could exchange, and I am making efforts in this regard. I already contacted here institutions, and we have in Hungary the Szeged Institute, which is a research institute, which is a remarkable knowledge and brain drain in this field.
In Hungary, you're talking?
In Hungary.
I'm sorry. I think there are more than one.
More than one, but and there is one near the capital in Gödöllő. In Gödöllő we have an agricultural university, and this goes also back to the times before the Second World War. So our expertise, our knowledge is well known. I recently met here a Pakistani businessman, a retired one. We had an excellent excellent discussions. When he visited Hungary in the 70s, he wanted to buy Hungarian horses for race horses, and he could find some. And this was in the 70s, and since then there are a lot of improvements in this regard. So what is necessary to do a good PR for each other, good PR for Hungary here in Pakistan, and your embassy in Budapest should also improve the PR activities.
Definitely. Well, actually, I was talking about the students of microbiology in Pakistan, who have a lot of potential in that, but they don't have finances. There is a lot of they have very lesser scholarships here in Pakistan, and no international agencies are even sponsoring. But when I think about them, I always think that Hungary can be a place where they can learn a lot, especially to a Pure University. That this is what I exactly was talking about. All right, in the end, Your Excellency, would you like to say something to the media activism in Pakistan?
To the media activism,
no problem.
I have to be very cautious since I am. I have to avoid any interference into your domestic affairs. Please. But I do respect media. Media is an essential, important pillar of democracy, and I do respect the media freedom here in this country, which of course should always go hand in hand with the media ethics and keep certain rules, even if you don't have a media law on federal level. I know that on regional level you have associations and you have your own regulations, so it's a kind of responsible media. This is my view and opinion. I'm reading English language papers every day, and sometimes I get some regular information about the Urdu papers from our interpreters and translators. And my view is that this media is playing an excellent role. It's a courageous media. It dares to write about sensitive issues. And I am sure that this is very much necessary concerning the checks and balances.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This exactly is what I wanted. That exactly is the point where I wanted to come. Because I personally think, though I belong to media since 1984 when I was a first year student, but I very much think that this is the most important aspect of media, to be aware of the media ethics. And when I visited Hungary, now it's quite a time, I saw a reasonable ethics there. Do you think there should be some kind of exchange of the journalists from Pakistan to Hungary and Hungary to Pakistan?
Definitely, it would be useful. It would be useful and beneficial. Whenever we had some ad hoc exchanges. Some journalists individually came to the embassy and inquired about visiting Hungary, and then we tried to help them. But this could be done within an organized framework, and this would be beneficial. So I do support the idea, but there are always the details and the financial aspects, and these used to be difficult to overbridge, but not an issue where we can't find any solution.
We can always manage some kind of seminar with our counterparts.
That's right.
Definitely. All right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please.